Hello guys, today I have a difficult task. We need to talk about Russia's attack on the center of Sumy on this Palm Sunday. And at the same time, I remember that many of you confess you skip videos that talk about really hard events. So I will not focus on the emotions we feel today. It will be hard, but I won't. Second, YouTube is very sensitive and it hates when you name Russia what it really is. So not only I have to partially hide my Ukrainian emotions, I also have to select the words that must describe this awful reality in an acceptable form, when nothing of this is acceptable. Below photos and videos shared on other social media and that demonstrate the results of this attack, I read a lot of comments of good people who care about Ukraine and who say this pure violence does not have any sense. And here I have to tell you, you are very wrong. Since recently, we observe a very obvious new Russian strategy. Putin sees there is no one to stop him, or there is no one who wants to hold him accountable. He observes this global chaos and unprofessionalism in the White House, hesitations in the European Union. He also knows he cannot conquer Ukraine because of the resilience of the Ukrainian people. And he has this new strategy to simply destroy everything, to keep destroying territory by territory, person by person. Because Russia, modern Russia, Putin's Russia, cannot survive with strong, free Ukraine on its border. They are afraid of freedom, they are afraid of strong people, and I'm sorry, we are a country like that. There is a way to stop this terror. And number one is to stop talking with Russia. Have you noticed that after the beginning of this so-called process of the negotiations, the number of very violent Russian attacks on Ukraine, KYIV, KRYVYI, now Sumy, grew tremendously? And I wonder, what will Trump and Witkoff say after this event on a Palm Sunday in Ukraine when children were walking to the churches? My name is Anna, I'm from Ukraine, I'm in Ukraine, and if you want to see the defeat and demilitarization of Russia, that is the only working peace plan, subscribe, we will discuss that on the channel. And most importantly, the Ukrainian armed forces keep implementing that all the time. During the week, I've mentioned a number of objects that our drones targeted, but these were military air bases like Mozdok. These were oil refineries producing fuel for the Russian aviation, and never civilian objects. And since recently, Russia stopped pretending that they were targeting something military and accidentally hit a civilian district. They openly demonstrate this terror. After the attack on KRYVYI that happened recently, and that is a trigger for the president of Ukraine too, because this is his hometown, and this city is not like influential in any military industry, in any strategy or anything. Like literally, there is no reason to target KRYVYI but to hurt Zelensky and to keep killing Ukrainians. That's the strategy of Putin. So after targeting it, they said, well, playgrounds, we thought it was a restaurant where maybe military could eat. Guys, restaurants are not military objects too. So KRYVYI. Then we had KYIV, a TV station I often visit. And now Sumy. In Sumy, this is pure evil, and on Palm Sunday, 31 people killed, dozens in the hospitals, and it's always bad after such attacks because the number of victims will grow. I hate it, but it's always like that. Please share these videos. That's important to know the truth, to see the truth, because this evil can spread to your countries. And no, not because of Ukraine, but because of Russia. Russia is the aggressor. Russia is the murderer. And subscribe to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine. We need that. So all the good people, kind people, who express their feelings and say, this does not have any sense, please understand, it does. The thing is, this sense is awful. Same as this attack on Palm Sunday. They always do that on Christmas, on Easter. That's the way they demonstrate that godless philosophy that they have since the communist times. These are people that destroyed churches. Putin is a KGB agent. He was responsible for so many awful things, and now for so many people, innocent people killed while on the way to the church on a Palm Sunday. What can you talk about with him? What was he praying for? Witkoff came and commented to Tucker Carlson that Putin was praying for Trump. Who was praying? The devil? So what is the plan and why are they doing that? Number one, fear. They want Ukrainians to be afraid, to stop living life, to stop walking on the streets, stop buying coffee, going to school, stop living in their cities, start escaping, making these territories empty and easy for Russia to attack. They also want people to understand that from the Russian perspective, only capitulation can save Ukraine, because even if great, strong Ukrainian armed forces prevent Russians from moving deep inside territory, that's what we are good at. They've lost almost 1 million of their soldiers already, not able to seriously move inside Ukraine. Let's be realistic. With all the maps, you can clearly see that kilometers do not cost 1 million of Russian lives. So what they send as a message, they will keep targeting us with missiles no matter how good our soldiers are on the front lines. They will keep targeting civilian cities, churches, restaurants, schools. That's the message. They want to demonstrate you that only the capitulation of Ukraine, and then the capitulation of the Baltics, and then the capitulation of the Germany, for example, will work. Because that's the way Russia sees the world. That's what makes them feel better. So one thing is to bring this fear, to make people think that only capitulation may save, and even if your army is good, the rockets, the missiles will continue killing you. Second, of course, they want to destabilize society, so that some weak people will say, maybe we can give up, or maybe it's better to be Russia without missiles in your houses. No, it's not better, because even if you choose to surrender, and even if I will not repeat awful stories from those people who now live on the temporarily occupied territories, how they are tortured, made to fight in the Russian army, and many their children stolen, families separated, filtration camps, everything just like in the times of the Second World War. But please understand the typical logic of aggressor. If he gets the country that was very resilient, that demonstrated its strength, disrespect to their dictator, and did not want to accept their rule, they simply execute all the people slowly in different ways. But Stalin killed dozens of millions of his own people. They know how to do it. The plan is not to make Ukrainians Russians. Putin has already understood we will not. He knows that. He sees that resilience. He sees this freedom. He knows that actually Ukrainians inside Russia can ruin Russia. He knows that. So the plan is to eliminate the people. Sooner or later, but sooner. Please understand that, negotiators. And of course, it's also very important to understand that the reasons for this strategy implemented by Putin are the weakness of our allies, I am sorry, and the strength of the Ukrainian people. Because of our strength and resilience, He understands he cannot conquer us and he wants to destroy us. And because of the weakness of our allies, he knows that no one can stop him from outside Ukraine. Nobody wants to hold him accountable. And tomorrow, after this tragedy in Sumy that all of us witness, that it aches in our hearts right now as I record this video. And tomorrow I will see Trump saying like, there is a new opportunity. This cannot be forgiven. This cannot be accepted. Ukraine is a strong country. Ukraine is able to defeat and demilitarize Russia. If you watch just at the events of this week, Mozdok military air base attacked. Ukrainian troops present in Belgorod. Why? To prepare this gray zone that can actually save Ukrainian people. And oh my God, we should not speak about the division of Ukraine into various zones of influence, as Kellogg spoke recently. I did not comment on that because I did not have normal words for that. Guys, if we compare that with Berlin that was divided, I am sorry, but at that time Berlin was the aggressor. Ukraine is the victim. Why do you want to divide anything with a country responsible for 1 million war crimes already? That's insane. If you want to divide anything, divide Russian regions that border Ukraine and other peace-loving democratic countries and create a huge and very deep buffering zone on the Russian side. And a very big buffering zone on the previous place of the Kremlin. Let me know in the comments below, would you like a separate video about that Kellogg's plan? But here in Ukraine, no one took it seriously, what you have to know. Because sometimes I have a feeling that people forget about the strength, resilience, bravery, determination, experience of the Ukrainian people and think that we will do just what Donald Trump says. I'm sorry. I think like a couple of more tariffs on, tariffs off, and like literally no one will listen to him, even in the tiniest countries that he keeps disrespecting, and they actually demonstrate more strength than him. Please pray for those people that lost their lives in the 21st century in a peace-loving country when they went to baptize willow branches that we bless for a Palm Sunday. These are families, these are children, these are old ladies, bus drivers, grannies, someone's. They were going to the church. I think they are in heaven. And I know who must be in hell. Please share these videos and subscribe. That's important. We need to spread the truth about Russian war crimes around the world. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons and sponsors of the channel. Please follow me also on X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and Discord. Check our merch shop. The link is in the description of this video. But most importantly, demonstrate your solidarity with the people of Ukraine. Don't let them remain unpunished, because this will be already our sin. We know that, we see that, we fight against that, we will defeat that. Once again, it's biblical evil, but God is on our side. Slava Ukraini!